Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to clean the data that we have obtained from Open Data Baton Rouge. We downloaded this data as a CSV file because that's one of the most common ways to download data. The reason why it's a common way is because it's a compressed data format that once you have downloaded it, you convert it to the format you're wishing to use. So, let's get started. To change this CSV file to an Excel file, one way is to do a simple save as. And if you have a yellow bar that talks about the possible data loss because it's a CSV file, it should show save as or don't show again. If this bar does not show, you can simply go to File over here and then go to Save As. Because the yellow bar is here, I'm just going to use the yellow bar. Now, you always want to make sure it is where it's where you want it to be before you save. And when you're happy, you give it a name or leave it its default name, but make sure that the last part, the dot, letter, is the correct type of thing or correct format you want. So let's change it by going to this drop-down menu and switching it from CSV to Excel file. And then once you're happy with the name and it's the correct format you want it to be, you simply click Save. Now, depending on the file size, it may take some time, so when it is complete, I will cut to when it is finished. Now that the conversion process is complete, we can start actually cleaning the data. Now, the first column, you see column A, which is file number. Although it's blank, it is for quite a bit, and there are some areas where it's filled in. You do not want to touch file number because that is a primary key for this. And if you wish to connect this data with some other data that has a couple different keys in it, then you cannot touch it. And what I mean by a couple different keys are, each table needs to have its own primary key, and if it has a secondary key, the secondary key is normally a primary key for a different table. So we're not going to touch that one, but a majority of these other columns that are all blank or have blank cells in them, we're going to fill them in because it's better to have something like the word unknown instead of just blank cells or nulls, as they're also known as. So we're going to do that first. To make sure that we actually start at the right spot, we're going to just temporarily expand some of these columns to where we can see the full text. And as we can see, address number, for quite a ways, it is blank. The reason why some of these are blank on the top is because of the type of crime that was committed. If it's a crime related to a juvenile, they will not post the location where it happened. Or if it was something like some sort of sexual assault, they will also not show where it happened to protect the individual's privacy. Okay, so let's get started. What you can do is go to where the letter I is, or whatever letter it happens to be for you. Tap it to make sure that down arrow is showing, but tap it, and then the entire column should be highlighted. Then you're going to want to either right click or go to Find and Select and go to Replace. Now, to replace the blanks with the word unknown, which is what I will be doing, we're not with the Find What down here, we're going to want to leave it blank, not do anything. So I'm just going to hit Tab, which brings it to the next text box, or you can just click the next text box, whichever you wish to do, and with replace with, and I'm going to type in unknown. And then I'm going to do replace all. And as you can see, it made 7,954 replacements. Just click OK. We're going to close this. And you can check to make sure that it didn't go below the final row of data by simply doing Control, then the down arrow. And as you can see, there's nothing down here. So now I'm going to go back up, and I will do this for the rest of the columns, starting from street direction and going to the right. Okay, after you have replaced the blank cells in the zip code column with the word unknown, when you get to the district column, you can actually delete it because we do not need it. So to delete it, you right click on the column and just go to delete. We also do not need zone, subzone, or complete district, or council district, or crime prevention district. We do not need any of those. So I will cut to when we removed district, zone, subzone, complete district, council district, and crime prevention district. Okay, when you get to the geolocation column right here, even though it has some blank cells in it, you do not touch that one. When it comes to something like this, I think it's sometimes better to leave certain things blank because there is some stuff in geolocation. If you do the control down arrow, as you can see, there is some information there, so we're not going to touch that. Now, as you can see here, the full address is blank because I did not expand some of the columns, so I did not catch that. So that's a good example of why you should expand them when you're replacing blanks with unknowns and replacing other stuff to make sure you don't miss things. So I will replace the blanks with unknowns, but before I do that, I'm also going to show you some other cells you can get rid of. Another such cell you can get rid of is a fence. It's just a bunch of numbers, and that really won't mean anything to us. A fence description is far more valuable to us since we do not know what the all the numbers mean. For committed, you want to keep this the way it is because it has attempted and committed. So that's very valuable, so just get rid of offense and replace full address if you did not catch it, if you didn't catch it like I didn't. So I'll cut to when I remove that column and replace the blanks.